Hey there, X-Men fans, this is Wesatron. We're back with one of the last figures in the line. This is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Deadpool figure. A lot of people were looking very forward to this figure, and I can see why. Built on the Bucky base, he looks like he is a really nice update to the character. Lots of accessories in the package. You can almost not even see the background, and they're very cool. On the side, we get some nice box art of him. It's probably a little bit easier. Nope, they just flipped the image. I was going to say you'd be able to see more on this side, but the image is flipped, so you don't really. No credits on the bottom of the box. Characters on the bottom in Juggernaut, and at the top we've got, combined with impressive agility and stamina, Deadpool's powers of self-healing make him nearly unstoppable in a fight. We definitely saw that in the movie recently, but they've been really pushing that pretty far in the comics. So very cool looking action figure. Let's get him out of the box and see what he's like. Here we have Deadpool out of packaging, and this figure is insane. He is not packed with any Build-A-Figure piece, but that's because he comes loaded with extra stuff. He has got so much stuff, it's ridiculous. And a lot of it can be stored on his body, which I think is pretty awesome. I guess we'll start with the accessories, because how do you even start with a figure this loaded? But we have two katanas. Two of these. This is the old mold that they've been using for a long time, like all the way back to the hand ninjas and the 2-packs from back in the day and everything. They're kind of a sturdier plastic, and they both fit into these sheaths on his back. The only downside that I see is that the sheaths are a little bent, and although they are kind of rubbery, they will bend the shape of the sword if you leave them in these things while they are bent. Some hot water might fix that, but you can store both of those on his back. He's got two Desert Eagle pistols. Yeah, no paint on these, unfortunately, but one goes right here in his waist, which is very cool, and another right here on his hip. He's got his knife down here. It looks like a K-Bar Tanto style. Very cool. Those, by the way, are the same pistol. It's the same pistol and knife combo that came with the Bucky figure back in the day, and some of the, I think, who else came with it? I think Captain America at one point came with them. In addition, he's also got this, I think this is a shotgun, because it looks a little too small to be a grenade launcher, but it looks like a rotating shotgun, and with a kind of a Spaz stock, so like it would unfold, and then this part would fold down and fit into your shoulder. Pretty cool. A little rubbery, and it's molded in that gray plastic that's kind of swirly. It's alright. It's not the best thing in the box. This one got really warped in the box, unfortunately, but it is a cool kind of laser cannon looking thing. Just sort of the really over-the-top type of gun that you would expect to see in a Deadpool book. Looks like you've got like a piston back here, some kind of canister up here on the front, and I guess it's like a railgun type of thing. But, I mean, it looks cool. It's just, because it was so flimsy, it really got jacked up in the box. So hopefully I can fix that with some heat, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Both of these would really benefit from just a little bit of paint. Some maybe some red here in those little deep cut lines, black triggers, things like that. You know, just little details would be nice. He comes with a taco, which is upsettingly well done. Like, for so many accessories to not have paint, this one is just like loaded down and looks like a friggin' taco. Like, it's perfect. Really great. Look, you can even see like little ridges from it being like a corn taco. It's just ridiculous. And the number 2. And because his hands are kind of rubberized, he can actually hold that. And it's a tiny accessory. I mean, you see it compared to his hand. He also comes with an additional head with a big smiling face. He kind of looks like Freddy Krueger. This is what he looks like under his mask. Bright yellow eyes. Fairly nice teeth, actually, for a merc with a mouth. Kind of crazy. And this just pops on very easily, on and off on his ball joint on his neck. Well, I say very easily, and then I go to do it. There we go. So, very slick. And but I prefer him with his natural look. He's also got this really cool bazooka, which is really well detailed, honestly. And there's a couple neat things about it. One is that you can pull the boxing glove off if you want it to look just a little more realistic, a little more accurate. And two is it's got a big old peg on the back. So if you wanted to, you could peg it into a figure's back, including, because it's the Bucky body, our little Deadpool here. So that can actually fit in between his swords on his back, which I think is pretty neat. The one thing that I think they really missed an opportunity on, which would be great, is that you've got this nice peg on the end of this boxing glove. If you could pop his wrist off and it would fit into that joint, it would be just genius. I would love to have just a big boxing glove on there for no reason. It would be just the kind of silliness you would expect from a Deadpool action figure. Unfortunately, that is not the case, but that would have been some pretty cool forward thinking. So yeah, this is so long already, and we've only talked about the accessories. The figure itself has pretty nice paint all the way around. Most of it is molded in color, but the rest is pretty straight lines. Now, it definitely could benefit from a wash on the pouches. The grenades could definitely use a wash. Maybe paint these bandages up here so they look a little nicer. Maybe the buckles if you wanted to give them a little touch-up or something. But for a mass market figure, this is really, really nice. Very clean, very cool. The sculpt work on it is all really, really good, especially all these new parts. We're talking new head with the seams. We're talking the new wrists here, the new lower arms, I mean. His right hand with the pinky extended while he's shooting. Very nice. The new belt, it's got the Deadpool logo on it. It's got the holster on it. We've got a thigh holster. This may have been used by somebody else. I'm not 100% sure. I was thinking somebody else had a drop leg holster, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Judging by the amount of pouches on here, it might just be a joke about Deadpool, and it might be exclusive to him. I'm not sure. New shin guards looks like, and the big buckles on there. All of it looks really clean, very nice. Some of it does get a little bit in the way of articulation. Again, similar to a Havoc, we don't have a whole lot of movement in the head in terms of side to side, like on the ball. Not much up and down either, but he does get, because of his neck hinge, the ability to look way far up, way far down. He's got swivel hinges in the shoulders. You can hear that ratchet all the way around, and then ratcheting out to the side, all the way up to there. Very nice. Swivels above the biceps muscles. First hinge joint in the elbow gets you nearly 90 degrees. Second joint takes you up about to there. It would go further, but the very large cuffs here do block some of the range there. They could have just gone with swivels here because of the new piece, but they did opt to go ahead and use the swivel hinges that they have in their repertoire, so I really appreciate that. I always like having the extra hinge there. It would have been cool on him to have a hinge that went this way instead of this way, just because of the swords and the guns and stuff, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, they did a really good job. We've got downward hinge, goes about that far, if I can get his arm out of the way. Back hinge goes about to there, not too much on the back. Swivel goes all the way around. You might bump a little bit with the swords and everything. In the hips is where we start to get a little bit of the issue with the articulation, and it's just because of these extra pieces. The grenades are really huge. We've got two holsters sitting right on top of each other, so like left leg, I can show you all day long, looks pretty good. And then going out to the side, if this is down all the way, see it kind of pops it up a little bit. Not too much, it still stays in line with the hips. But over here, when you start to kind of move this up, it really pops the belt up quite a bit. If you move it out to the side, it starts to pop it up even more. And then as you turn it, it's going to kind of bump into it a little bit. But it's not terrible, it's just something to be aware of. It's going to maybe move your belts around a little bit. Swivels in the thighs go all the way around. Got double hinge joints in the knees. First is 90 degrees. Second one goes all the way back to there. Again, we have this wonderful swivel joint. So excited about that. I thought, again, that this was going to be a solid piece since it was a new leg, but they just did a new boot. Love it. Looks great. And then we have a hinge. Goes all the way back like that. Forward a little bit blocked because of the design of the shin, but not too bad. and then of course the rocker ankle that Hasbro is known for. And as I've said before, I love the swivels because you can get these wide stances and you can just sort of slap them down and turn the foot to where it'll keep them nice and flat. Very cool. I love that. It just makes the figure a joy to pose. I really like it. So yeah, let's get some other figures in here and get to some comparisons. So here he is with some of the other characters in this line, and you see how unique and interesting this body can be with just a few extra pieces. He shares the same body as Havoc over here, and whereas Havoc looks like a guy in a spandex outfit, this guy looks a lot more tactical. He's got a lot more extra parts. He just looks more interesting, and that was just with a few additional parts. They really do a good job with the buck system, knowing when to apply it and when not to. When to use new parts, I guess I should say. So very cool. I like the way they did that. And behind him you can see Cable. It's a little difficult because of the way a camera angle works, but he's actually much taller than Deadpool. If you can see them next to each other, side by side, you can see he's a big old dude. Deadpool is about half a head shorter than he is. So these two going on silly adventures together, I think would work out pretty well in terms of scale. Now in terms of height, he is just a hair taller than 6 1/4 inches. So yeah, he fits in well with the other figures in the line, I think. So we're talking value. We are talking value, man. Just goodness gracious. We've got extras, we got extras, we got extras. Oh my gosh. This guy is loaded down with accessories. This is the kind of release you just pray for from Hasbro. They do such a good job with accessorizing this guy that it makes you think that all your other figures just are not up to snuff. $20 is way more than fair. Most figures like this would probably be closer to 25 bucks these days. So this is a great deal. I would say pick it up instantly, whether you like the character or not. He's a really cool looking person anyway. I didn't mention it before, but this is his modern costume. It's not based on his original Rod Liefeld design or his updated like teleporter design and everything. So I like it. It looks very slick. I like the increased amount of black. It looks very cool. The geometric shapes still kind of fit with his original look. So yeah, 20 bucks for this is insane. You get the 2 swords, 2 guns, a knife, a bazooka with a boxing glove on the end. You get the additional head, which looks great if it would even focus. You get the shotgun, you get the beam rifle, I don't know what this is, magnet gun, and you get a taco. You get an absurdly detailed taco. I can't believe how good this looks. This is really dumb. They did a really good job with it, though. Yeah, that's it for this guy. I think he's an instant buy. Jump on the hype train. Be one of us. It's silly how fun this guy is right now. So, yeah, if you have any questions or comments, throw them in the box below. I'll be glad to answer them for you. If you'd like to see more Marvel Legends, jump on the subscription, man. I'm here for you. Thanks, and I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.